This I Believe by Amy Carrier. I believe that not all those who wander are lost. Quote by J.R.R. Tolkien. Life is full of twists, turns, and unexpected winds. Our path includes an infinite number of possibilities. But there are times when we feel lost and may not know which direction to go, which choice to make, or which door to walk through. However, when I look back on my past adventures, I realize that even in the times where I felt lost, I listened to my intuition. My spirit had an amazing ability to guide me on my destined path. Listening to that inner voice has led me on a worldwide adventure, and in the last 3 years, I have lived in 2 different countries and 5 different states. In 2010, I stepped back and did a much-needed inventory of my life. I realized that I was in a toxic relationship, my health was declining, I was no longer passionate about my career, and most importantly, I had lost my connection to spirit and the divine. So I packed 4 bags and left behind a career and the life I knew to embark on a spiritual journey. Although my ego did not know the way, my spirit has guided me on a path to visit many amazing places and has allowed me to meet people who have changed my life forever. My first stop on this journey took me down under to the beautiful country of New Zealand. The first step of the process was to detox from my toxic past. This was easy to do in such a slow-paced yet stunning setting. New Zealand started to teach me the therapeutic qualities of nature. I spent the entire year hiking through luscious forests, snowboarding on an active volcano, exploring the rolling hills of the New Zealand countryside, and connecting with amazing people from all over the world. This awakened a new fire inside me. I was also intrigued by New Zealand's native population, the Maoris. Their culture is full of history and spiritual connection and significance. I was particularly drawn to the koru symbol because of its spiritual meaning. The koru is a spiral shaped based on the shape of an unfurling silver fern. It symbolizes new life, spiritual growth, strength, and peace. The koru became very significant to me because I believe it symbolized what was happening to me in my own life. Perhaps that new fire awakened inside me was a newfound appreciation for life. Perhaps it was excitement from all the adventures. Perhaps it was emotions like love or happiness. However, I believe it was something bigger, something that I never could have imagined. My spirit was starting to be awakened. After a year in New Zealand, my work holiday visa was expiring, and it was time to return to the United States. Although I knew I was returning home as a stronger person than I had left, I was nervous about returning to my previous life and facing the toxic past that I had abruptly left behind. So on a whim, I decided not to return to Portland, Oregon, but instead moved to Park City, Utah for the winter season. All logical parts of my brain told me that this was crazy and an immature move. In my head, I could hear my friends and family voices saying, "Why don't you get a real job? How are you going to survive on a ski bum salary? When are you going to grow up?" All valid questions, I suppose, but deep in my heart, I knew that this was the right move and Park City was meant to be the next chapter in my story. I didn't know what the purpose was or who I was going to meet, but this time was going to change my life forever. It started slowly. I didn't feel challenged at my job at the ski resort. My friends only wanted to party and ski, and it was hard to financially sustain myself. I started to feel that all the hard work and healing I had done in New Zealand was starting to slip away. That was until the fateful day. A coworker knew I was interested in going back to school and also interested in alternative healing modalities. So she insisted that I meet her neighbor Karen. I believe that Karen was an angel sent from heaven. She's a Reiki master and a true spiritual mentor. When I first went to see her and get an energy treatment, I had no idea what chakras were. I had no idea that we were made of energy. I didn't know that angels existed and were there to help me. I knew nothing about any of these things. Karen has been instrumental in my spiritual growth. I believe she has been sent to me to teach me about spirituality, about myself, and all the gifts that I have to share with others. Through Karen, I have learned that we are all beautiful spiritual beings who are having a human experience. It's important to understand that we are all spirits that are made of energy and are all directly connected to the divine. Karen has also taught me that nothing is good or bad, it just is. There are also no wrong choices in life. We are exactly where we are meant to be in this moment. We are perfect. As quickly as I met Karen, it was equally as quick as I had to say goodbye. The season had ended in Park City, and I had an opportunity to move to New York City. I was moving from a beautiful, quiet mountain setting to the busiest, loudest, and brightest city in the entire country. I was nervous, but I had faith that there were no wrong choices, and this opportunity was presented to me for a reason. New York was amazing, and there I was introduced to Edward, my Russian meditation leader. Just as Karen had come into my life to teach me things and awaken my spirit, Edward was meant to take it to the next level. Through Edward, I learned the art of meditation, I began practicing yoga, and on a regular basis, I turned to enlightened authors for information and teachings. Much of my time in New York was spent turning inward and listening to the voice inside me and raising my vibration. Edward taught me to separate my ego from my higher self, and to realize that the negative, limiting, and self-deprecating thoughts were coming from my ego's desire to keep my spirit captive. He also taught me that we are all one. By definition, oneness is a state of being united and in agreement. But on a spiritual level, it means that we are all made of energy and all connected. The world we exist in is simply a dream, and we are simply all part of the divine. Many of the concepts that I've learned have taken me time to understand. I truly believe that this is a lifelong journey and my spirit will continue to awaken. But what I have learned is that many turns or twists that we may take on our path, they are meant to be. It is those unexpected bends in the road or the winds is what leads us to our life purpose. We each were selected to come into this life to learn a lesson and to fulfill a purpose. As humans, our goal is to uncover what that purpose is and how we can serve the greater good and humanity. So I say embrace the unexpected twists. Embrace the infinite possibilities. Embrace the new people and mentors that come into your life. All of these things were brought to you by the divine to help you uncover your life's mission. The external sources will teach you much about yourself, this life, and your spirituality. But the number one voice you should listen to is the one inside. I truly believe that all the answers lie within. So take the time to listen to your intuition. But more importantly, trust it. Because it is your purest connection to the divine. Don't be afraid to take chances, have adventures, and pursue your life purpose. This is why we are here.